Good morning and welcome back to another video. And in this video I'm gonna show you everything I made with my basil. When I planted it over here, it was really tiny and I was not expecting that it's gonna become a basil jungle. And we have end of September, which means that it's kind of coming to an end, and that's why I have to harvest all of it and make everything I want to make. But throughout the summer we have been already making a lot of things. We've been making pesto that we have already eaten and given away, but I'm going to show you how I made it. And mainly I want to make syrup from the flowers since they're kind of all dying off, and a few more things. So let's harvest all the basil and get to the kitchen. So the first thing I did throughout the summer is collect some of the most beautiful leaves I could find, and then all I did is put them in the freezer. I was lucky enough to have an empty freezer since we just had plugged it in, so I hadn't filled it up. So all I did was lay them out nicely and freeze them overnight, and then in the next morning I take them out, and as you can hear, they're really nice and crunchy. Only thing is you have to do that step pretty fast because it defrosts quickly, and if you want them separable, you have to put them in a bag fast, and back in they go. Next up, let's now harvest all the basil that I have left, but first let's enjoy some clips of this beautiful bee enjoying the flowers. Don't worry, I did not harvest all the flowers, so the bee still had something to eat. So, as you can see, the basil has been harvested. This is how much we got. There's a lot more. I did leave kind of like a patch. I want to first work all of this one and then get to that. But sadly, we were not able to harvest it yesterday and the day before the rain. So a lot of it fell down. I was kind of sad, but I think we still got a very good amount. Plus, I have already frozen some, as you will see. And yeah, so let's go turn this one into goodies for winter so we can preserve it. So now that we have harvested everything and are inside, I'm gonna get started by making basil and parsley green cubies. So for that, as you see, I put my basil in the multi and I'm gonna grind it down. No, I guess that's not grinding down, it's like mushing it down. And as you saw, I also put garlic. I did not add any salt or pepper, but you will see later on, I will be putting all of that green mixture I'm making into with melted butter. So let's get everything mushed down and move on to the next step. So I think I did 200 grams of batter with roughly half a kilo of greens. I think it was more basil than parsley, not really 50-50. I did it kind of on the eyeball, and I mixed it all together again without salt or pepper. That we will do once we cook. And I put it in ice cube trays. These ones are some fancy ones that have silicone on the bottom that are apparently easy to pop. But because I didn't have any other tray, I mean, I couldn't find it. I also tried to do it the kind of lazy way, which is laying it on parchment paper. And then I put all of those in the freezer.
Ah, I touched it. Shiny. At least cut a line and then crack it.
Let's see. Oh, just also cracking
Random
like
place.
that. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you want them random. Like pieces like that. So my definitely favorite was the lazy way on the parchment paper. That was so easy, but I must say the cubes look super cute, but they were such a pain in the butt to get them out. And I did put hot water below, but that was just like way too much work for no reason. The other one on the parchment paper, all I had is just to pretty much crack it in pieces. Anyways, when you cook with it, you don't need it to look beautiful. It will just melt down. Either one of them will do its job. So I guess if you want to go for cute, you can use ice cubes, but if you want it quick and easy, just go with the parchment paper and just break it once it's frozen. Plus, you will not have to wash the ice cube tray, and the parchment paper you can always reuse. Next up, we'll be making pesto, and this time without cheese, which is vegan friendly and easy to preserve. For that, we're gonna need 100 grams of greens, 2 eating spoons of vinegar, 1 to 3 cloves of garlic, salt, pepper, 70 grams of nuts or seeds or mixed, and 100 grams of oil. So let's get started and make it. It's a very quick and simple recipe. All you have to do is just put all the things that I listed before in your multi and mix them until they become a nice paste, and then put them in jars and store them away.
Important.
Yes.
So the concrete vibration method, pretty much.
Yeah, because you don't want any air gaps, because those will create molding.
So in theory, you should need the vibrating tool for the
Yes.
concrete.
A tiny one.
Mini version. That actually looks like the one that you had before as well, so it does look correct.
Chunks. You're really ripping it. Look how you're making it. Oh, wait, it makes a mess for me later. No, it's enough. It looks like literally.
Okay, now we don't need to sit for 20 minutes. Are we done?
Actually, looks like a goat. No.
Now we're done.
It literally looks like a goat came here and just like
Yeah,
no, it's enough. Get your hands out. I wanted to make it a bit organized.
Oh my goodness. Nice. Oh.
Look at them. Those are pretty beautiful for growing something together.
And that's how you grow carrots. If you're like us, that's how you grow carrots.
They're gorgeous.
Perfect size carrots.
That's perfect. Not too big, not too small.
And we have a lot of it.
Oh, there's another one.
Times 3.
Look at this perfection of a carrot. This
Is a carrot.
This is a perfect size carrot. They're like picture perfect size all together. Right? Look at that. Beautiful carrots. And these ones are also nice. I also like these size. And this one are expensive baby carrots. We got a whole bunch of things here.
And pesto from greens, so 100% usability. All the greens, right? Pesto?
All the greens now.
That's gonna be quite a lot of
The
drops.
rest goes to goaties that they're already looking and like dripping.
Thinking how to come here.
No, 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 goatie. And lastly, I tried something new, which is basil syrup, and I did put roughly 1 kilo of basil. I used the stems, the flowers, and some of the leaves. Then I covered it up with 1 kilo of sugar. I know it sounds a lot, but it's a syrup. And then I also added 1 liter of water on top and let it sit. I did try to leave it for 24 hours because I was hoping it will have the same effect as when you do it with berries. And yes, it did work. That is after 24 hours without boiling, just the greens together with the sugar. And then after 24 hours, I did bring it to a boil for a bit. And then I removed the greens, and while it was still hot, I bottled it up in my hot sterilized bottles. So here is all I made on the table besides the frozen cubies and the frozen basil leaves. I made in total 20 glass jars of the pesto. I must say it is time consuming if you want to do it in a big quantity. It takes a while, and I did it throughout the evenings. Once in a while I was making some of it. I would definitely recommend you trying it. I really love it. I also made some with less garlic because my mom doesn't like so much garlic. I personally really love garlic and I don't mind it, but my mom likes to eat it for breakfast, so a bit less garlic would be her favorite, so that's why I made also some with less garlic. And that's about it about the pesto. Now to the syrup. I did try to make it my own way, not to follow any recipe. And as I said, with the intention that kind of the leaves, the juice of the leaves will have the same reaction as whenever you put berries in sugar, the sugarize. It did kind of work, but then I also made 9 glass jars, which I did not film, of peppermint syrup, and it's chocolate peppermint, that's why it's a bit darker. And this one I did follow my mom's instructions, and the way she does it is she boils the peppermint or the greens as a tea. I did leave it to soak for 24 hours, and then you remove the greens and the leaves, whatever you're making, and then depending on the liter amount you have left of liquid, the tea, you add the sugar. So that is kind of easier, and I think that's what I will be following, so don't really mind the recipe I did. It did work, it did make syrup perfectly fine. Might be a bit more complicated, but yeah, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing how I do it, my experience, and I'm still learning. I'm not an expert yet. I still have a lot to learn, but yeah, I also labeled them because they do look quite similar, even though the basil has a bit of a green tone, and yeah, this one is just darker because it's chocolate. So that is definitely a lot of syrup and a lot of pesto that we have to consume throughout the season, but I'm very excited, and this one preserves very good in the basement, has no problem, and does not lose its taste. So yeah, I guess I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you will try any of that and how you liked it. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Back on Christmas vlogs.